Today I'm going to talk to you about fractions. I'm going to remind you about what the numerator is and what the denominator is, and I want to talk to you about your work today. So this is a whole. This is a whole circle, and we call that one whole circle. When we have a circle and we now start to cut it up and we cut it into half, we have broken that circle into two pieces. We write that as cut into two pieces. That is the denominator. It's telling us how many pieces the circle or shape has been cut into. When we colour one of those, or two, depending on how many pieces we've broken it into, we say that we have coloured in one of the two pieces. So one out of two pieces. This line means out of. So we say we've coloured one out of two pieces. If I break my circle into four pieces, my denominator is 4. The bottom number always tells me how many pieces I've broken it into. If I was to colour 1, I could say I have 1 out of the 4 pieces coloured. If I was to colour in 2, I would say I have 2 of the 4 pieces coloured. If I colour 3, I now have 3 of the 4 pieces coloured. I don't have a whole yet. In order to get a whole, I'm going to colour all of it. Now my whole circle is coloured. I have now coloured in 4 of the 4 pieces, which is the same as saying I have coloured one whole piece. So the denominator tells us how many pieces the shape has been broken into. The number on the top is telling us how many of those we want or how many are coloured. So this one is saying we wanted 1 of the 2, and this one we've coloured all of them, and we've coloured all 4 out of 4, and we've coloured one whole piece. If we have a whole circle and another whole circle, that means we have 2 circles. So we have 2. If, for example, we just have 1/4, I would then say, oh, I have 1/4. So when I add these all up, I have got 2 wholes and 1/4. When I write my fractions have to be the same size as my whole number. So they have to be 2 little numbers with a line in between. So I know for many of you that this is just a reminder of basic fractions. So there are many fractions which can be written exactly the same. So for example, if I was to draw 2 circles, 2 whole numbers, and I'm going to break them up. This one I'm going to break into quarters. So I have 4 quarters. Here I'm going to break it up into 8 eighths. So now I have 8 pieces. I've broken this into quarters and this into eighths. There's 8 pieces here and 4 pieces here. And I know because I've written it down there. If I was to colour 1/4 here, I want to match and make an equivalent fraction. So here is my equal sign. I want this fraction to be exactly the same as this fraction. So to do that, I'm now going to colour 1. When I look at that and that, they're not the same. So now I'm going to colour this one as well. Now that shaded piece and that shaded piece are the same. How many did I colour in order to get the same shaded piece? So here I had to colour 1, 2, 2 of the eighths to match 1 of the quarters. These are equivalent fractions. They're equivalent because the shaded area is the same. They are not different. If I was to shade in 3/8, 3/8, then this is not true anymore. That does not equal. 1/4 and 3/8 do not equal. They are not the same. They are not equivalent. So when you're looking to get an equivalent fraction, it means they have to be looking the same at the end. So here, the shaded piece looked the same as this one. So when I had the the eighths, the 2/8, this looked the same as this one. This one didn't look the same. They have to be the same if they're equivalent. So in your work today, what you're going to get is a sheet like this. And all they're asking you to do today is to write out the fraction. So making sure you put the denominator at the bottom and the numerator at the top. So here we can see from this example that we know that it's been broken into 5. Let's make sure that's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. And this is telling us, the top line, the numerator, is saying 2 of those should have been coloured. And they are. Here, it's telling us that this piece has been broken into 15 pieces. I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, it has. And of those 15, 6 have to be coloured. And when they're coloured, you can see that it makes the same shape as the 2/5. It's the same. Let's just make that a bit darker so you can see it pop out. So here, 6/15 are the same as 2/5, 2/5. So this is the first one we're going to do together. I'm going to count, first of all, how many this piece has been broken up into so I can get my denominator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to write 6 on the bottom. And how many are coloured? 2. I'm looking at 2/6. Over here, I can see that it's coloured. Let's first of all count what my denominator is going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Altogether there's 12. Now, how many have they coloured? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So 2/6 is the same as 4/12. And when we draw it again, colour it in heavily, the shape is the same. So we know they are equivalent fractions. The lucky last one we can do together. How many pieces has it been broken into? Let's count. 1. I'm going to put dots. Dots are great because they just mark where I've been. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've broken it into 9. How many pieces have been coloured? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces have been coloured. 5/9. So lots of pieces here. So this is why it's really good to put dots in, so it helps you keep track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This has been broken into 18ths. How many have been coloured? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 18ths. Again, when we do a hard outline of them and colour them in, the shape should be the same. Should be the same. And it is. I wonder if you can notice something similar about these two fractions and something similar with these two fractions. If you're good with your multiplication tables, you will be able to see a pattern that has emerged from both of these two. So what's the same about these? What's something that's happening here and what's something that's happening here? Anyway, that's just a thought for those people who are already onto it. and understand what's going on. But this is what you're to do today, is to make sure you write the denominator in, then count how many is coloured, and you pop it in the top. Good luck with that. Looking forward to seeing what happens.